Hey everyone, Dr. David Elfrey today telling you about a study that shows us that when elderly patients go to the emergency room and they need to be admitted to the hospital, how important it is for them to be admitted quickly. There's a study out of France that looks at almost 1,600 patients. They were all 75 years or older. They came to the emergency room. They all needed to go into the hospital. The group that was admitted within that day by midnight had a 30-day mortality rate of 11%. Now, man, that's a big high mortality rate, but it just shows you how sick patients are nowadays that go into the hospital. The group that couldn't get in before midnight, that had to spend the whole night there, were admitted the next day, had a 30-day mortality of 15.7%, 50% higher. Wow! And they also had a greater incidence of adverse events, things like myocardial infarction or stroke, and they spent longer time in the hospital than those that were admitted relatively quickly. What this tells me is nurses are incredibly important when you go in the hospital. You got to get to the ward where they can take care of you. This should translate to you the following. If you've got an elderly loved one or family member, a guy like me, that needs to get into the hospital through the ER, don't let them delay. Tell them, get that bed now. I want him in the hospital.